Hello, Maverick traders, and welcome out to your daily currency recap. This is August here, and here we are wrapping up the day on a Monday, February the 2nd. Let's have a quick chat, take a look at what we discussed in our currency room outlook, and then we'll take a look at what happened in the markets today. And as always, we're going to do a top-down analysis by looking at broader markets, take a look at currency baskets, look at news, and then we'll take a look at some setups. So let's get into it.
Do you want to be a professional trader? Maverick Currencies is the oldest US-based forex and crypto prop trading company that will pay you for trading with our capital. Trade our capital and keep 70 to 80% of the profits. We are looking for traders just like you that are hardworking and motivated. Click the apply link on the top right of this video to see if you have what it takes. That link takes you to a 4-minute video that explains the trader position available, and you read a list of FAQs that answer pretty much all the basic questions you have at this point. After watching the video and reading the FAQs, if you're interested, fill out an application, then you'll watch the full-length recruiting video, and then schedule an interview with one of our traders. Are you our next trader?
So as we jump into the market analysis, let's just take a look at the headlines and the numbers. And today, again, was a nice continuation from what we saw on Friday. We had a very nice reversal trade on Friday in the US dollar. And we talked about how this will likely to continue. And actually, it's exactly what we got today. The metals continues to underperform, or it remains under pressure. And here we are, dollar extending gains. So that's the one thing we'll be continuing to take a look at as the week progress. As far as the relative strength and weakness go, we have the Aussie and the Kiwi, again, overall still holding it a lot better. While we have the European currencies like the Euro and Swiss franc that actually continue to underperform. So I think this sort of price action likely to continue. And then we also got the news today that the NFP report, the U.S. employment report, will not be released due to the partial shutdown. So anybody that was trading or planning on trading that report on Friday, I just want everyone to take a look at the schedule because there's some data is not likely to be released because of the shutdown. So when we take a look at the numbers today, again, all that movement was really in the dollar. You can see 0.43%. And the biggest mover against it was the dollar against Swiss franc, and then here we are with the euro. As you can see outside of that, really, not a whole lot of divergence. Dollar yen still looks good. We had the pound that popped up over here, but again, not really liking the consistency of the British pound. Look at dollar against the CAD. We talked about this one as well. Again, I think moving it very nicely. The CAD remains weak, and then here we are. Aussie outperforms today, and the Kiwi. So a smaller number outside. But the money definitely flew back into the USD. So that's the main focus here. Now, going into the broader markets, must say that not a whole lot has changed. This is the second week where markets actually gapped lower on a Sunday, but were recovered by the Monday. I mean, that's we've seen that happen back to back. So SPX having a nice gain, World Stock Index having a nice gain. And I must say that crypto, we'll take a look at the charts, but crypto actually took a big turn for the worst over the weekend. So we are seeing a rally today, but if you really look at the chart on Saturday and Sunday, that's really where it actually broke some key support level. Here we are, gold down below again, so it continues to remain under pressure. We talked about the gold and metals market and big reversal on Friday. It's at the top. That's where we're going to take a look at the chart, but it seems like that continues to be the case here. Here we are getting a big move down in the oil markets. So overall, decent day. Again, most of that price action, again, stays in both the currency market and some of the metals market. Now, looking at the crypto markets here, like I said, these numbers look deceiving because they are showing nice gains, but this is just a part of recovering a lot of those losses that we had over the weekend. So again, still not the space that I wanted to be in. Now, when we look at the markets, do anything change for me? Not really. I think we're just going to continue trading the markets the way we are. This is a mildly bullish market, meaning that it's just not a greatest looking long, greatest looking short. What's happening is that it's selling on rallies and it's buying on dips. That's the pretty much what you see in a sideways range of price action. Now, when we look at the numbers and the economic reports here, this is again a busy week. So let's start with this morning. We actually had a very good ISM manufacturing numbers out of the US, 52.6. or is it 48.5? And I think this is where dollar does have a chance to rally further because again, I think dollar got beaten down too much, but overall the economy is doing okay, numbers are doing okay, the bond markets, the yields are holding okay. So I think this is where there may be a little mispricing here with the US dollar. Now we have the RBA rate statement tonight. Remember, we talked about how they're looking to raise rates by 25 basis points. Now, a lot of that, price action is already priced in. We already know that that's going to happen. So this is where it gets tricky because, we could either see something comes out that could be a lot more hawkish and then odds explode higher further. Or we could see a profit taking. I think we'll find out which way it's going to go. But overall, if you look at the trend, the money has been going into the Australian dollar. Now, we had the Joel job opening. It doesn't seem like it's going to get released on Tuesday. We have the Kiwi employment report tomorrow. So I really like the Aussie and the Kiwi in the next 24 hours here. And again, like I said, there's still central banks this week. We got the ECB. We got the Bank of England. We're not going to get the employment report on Friday. So slight change there. Now let's take a look at the velocity. As you can see that dollar is at a +3, euro Swiss franc is at a -3, and then the yen. So that's really where we want to focus on. I'm not really as excited to pair like the Kiwi dollar. Again, I don't think that's where the big moves are coming from. I'd rather be either dollar against the euro Swiss franc, yen, or the CAD. I think that's where I want to be. I'm not a big fan of shorting some of the growth currencies here. So let's just take a look at the possible setups here and take a look at some charts.
Do you want to be a professional trader? Maverick Currencies is the oldest US-based forex and crypto prop trading company that will pay you for trading with our capital. Trade our capital and keep 70 to 80% of the profits. We are looking for traders just like you that are hardworking and motivated. Click the apply link on the top right of this video to see if you have what it takes. That link takes you to a 4-minute video that explains the trader position available, and you read a list of FAQs that answer pretty much all the basic questions you have at this point. After watching the video and reading the FAQs, if you're interested, fill out an application, then you'll watch the full-length recruiting video, and then schedule an interview with one of our traders. Are you our next trader?
So as we take a look at the charts, let's just start with the US dollar first, because this is the one that, I highlighted as you go in a higher time frame. This has been a very a strong support level for the last 4 years. And you can see that this has kind of held in. We did, got really ugly at one point, but the way we closed last week, prices seems to be kind of stabilizing here. So anybody that's looking for new position, I don't think dollar short is the next big position. I think maybe a recovery would be the best trade. Here we are with the daily chart. As you can see, that daily chart, it got really ugly here. We're getting a nice little bounce here. We are up to the EMA, but I would really like to see, maybe a one-day pause and then maybe continue moving higher. I think based on the risk to reward, I still like the dollar long over here. Now, what do you want to pair that against? So yen continues to be that short trade. I mean, take a look at this pop that we had, and it's already kind of weakening. If I go on a 4-hour chart, what do you see? You see a continued weakness there. So I think yen continues to be looking good on the short side. Now let's go into the other ones. So here's the Swiss franc. Now Swiss franc has been a tricky one because you can see there's been a lot of volatility in the Swiss franc here. So this thing is definitely now below the exponential moving average. So the big question really is this Swiss franc related to what's going on in the metals market? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at the Swiss franc and pair that against, let's say, gold, and see if there's a correlation there. So one of the things you'll notice is that there has actually been a correlation there where, the metal prices, and you can see that as you zoom out, the metal, this is gold price in the blue, and that's the Swiss franc on the top. And you can see that it has followed that pattern. Now, the big question really is that, are we going to see, a further pullback in the metals market? Because we got a massive top right here. And if the prices stay under pressure, does that mean that Swiss franc's going to stay weak? And I think that's a good question to ask here. And this is why I'm actually paying close attention to Swiss franc here. If you go on a weekly chart, actually, let's take a look at the trend score here on the Swiss franc. And if I do go on the weekly chart here, you can see that daily is not looking as good, but weekly, you can see that we have not broken that weekly support pretty much since 2025. I mean, you can see this is where we were. We have stayed strongest for the most part. So I think I'm watching a close, keeping a close eye on this one level here. And if it does break below it, I think there could be a further pullback. Now here we are with the euro, and I talked about how euro has turned its corner and it's just slowly moving lower. But you can see that it has been a lot of wicks overall. So it's a slow moving, it's a mildly bearish, not an aggressive bearish here. But you can see there's some relative weakness there. While we take a look at euro, I also want everyone to take a look at euro Swiss franc, because this is another pair that I'm paying close attention to. This is again going back to the same thing. This has broken some key support level. You can see that in the past, it has broken that level, which followed by some, reversal. Now over here, you can see that we are still below that support. 92.26 is where the support is, but right now you can see we are not that far from reclaiming that support, which is now the resistance. So I think there's still a trade over here. If this gets above this, then you know that Swiss franc probably be better short compared to the euro. Now here we are with the British pound. Like I said, I'm not interested in this one. It's not really giving us a good signal or consistency overall. Let's go into the CAD. I really like CAD over here. This still looks like a bear rally to me. We saw a pretty sharp drop in dollar CAD, going from all the way from dollar 139.50 all the way down to 135. So that was about a 450 pip drop. As you can see that after that, we got a nice bullish engulfing candle. And we got a nice continuation here. I think this continuation likely to continue. And again, using a 4-hour chart, you can see nice little, looking for bases, pullbacks to kind of get logged into. Now here we are lastly with the Aussie and Kiwi. And I'm going to take a look at the daily chart. As you can see that Aussie and Kiwi, they continue to be on the outperforming end. Now the big question is this going to pull back on the news, or is it just going to continue on that news? So this is where you trade every news event as you do for everything. You look for the initial price action, and you look for where the follow through is. So one pair that I will be paying close attention to is the Aussie Kiwi here. So you can see the Aussie Kiwi trade has gotten very choppy. If you go back in time, this was a very easy divergence there. And now you can see that the prices are stuck between the 20-day moving average and the 50-day moving average. So we've got a little bit of a range here, but we need to see a break one way or the other to really get us out of that little range for price action. So anybody that's trading the Australian dollar or wanted to trade the RBA tonight, keep a close eye on this one. But like I said, I'm pretty clear on what I like. I like dollar yen. I think look at dollar yen. We did break that support, and we have reclaimed that support. So now 154.90 is a support level. We're sitting at about 155, and I think it has a decent chance to rally up a little bit to 157 to 158 range. That remains a trade here for me. Now, when I take a look at dollar against the CAD, that's another one that I just looked at. I still like it to the upside. Here we are, dollar against the Swiss franc. Now this thing is also, look at that massive support that it did break over here. So right now we can see that we are slowly in the process of getting or retesting that. So there's still a room for this to run. About 79 will be the support right here. And I think once it breaks that, we can easily get back in the range here. So again, decent risk to reward. Now, whenever I see something like that, like I said, you want to go in a lower time frame and start using some of these charts, like a 4-hour chart. I think something really nice here that I'm looking for my setups here. Look for some pullbacks, look for some bases to buy into. I think these things are setting up very nicely. So that's again the game plan for now. Dollar reversal continues. So that's exactly where we will be continue focusing on RBA rate statement tonight. So focus on that one. And then we have the Kiwi and report tomorrow. So both the Aussie and the Kiwi will be paying close attention to. So again, good price action, good movements overall. Let's just continue hunting in the same direction. Thanks for joining here. See you in the next one. Happy trading.